Right, you have been everywhere this week. You did your mega speech in the middle of the week. You beat Rishi Sunak to the speech, didn't you?
Yes.
Did he go? Do you think you went first? Did you know the timings of it?
Well, the truth was he brought his speech forward, obviously because he knew that I was doing our speech.
Nothing to do with beating Keir Starmer.
No, it was nothing to do with beating Keir Starmer. He was worried the impact of my speech.
And so what has been the impact of your speech?
Well, look, the reality is that I think so many people are saying, and you were talking about it earlier, there's no enthusiasm for the two main parties, for the two leaders of those parties, by so many people. And I think their speeches this week proved it. And if you ask yourself, what could you remember from their speeches? And look, I'm the only person who put forward, these are the problems, it's urgent, and here is a clear, big solution. Costed, it's dramatic, sizable, we've got to get people back into work. The country is broken in so many ways. You've got to get people working, and you've got to make work pay. And work is a great thing, it's a healthy thing, it's good for all of us. It gets us out of bed in the morning, and it gives you a sense of achievement and dignity. And I just feel, I feel just shocked and so sad that 1 in 8 of the working age population of this country are not working.
Do you think that's... So when Rishi Sunak was talking about we need to change our mindset, I was a bit like, you're not changing my mindset, thank you very much. You don't have the power to do that. It sounds a bit nudgy.
He's been rather good at nudging for the last couple of years in the government that he's in. And as you quite rightly said earlier, we don't need our mindset changing. What we need is action. We don't need warm words and waffle. The country is in the worst state since, frankly, we've been adults.
So, who are you then, Richard Tice? I looked on Wikipedia. Richard Tice...
That's always dangerous.
Richard James Sonley Tice. What's the Sonley bit all about?
That's a sort of old family name.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
You were born in 1964 in Farnham. You were educated at independent Uppingham School, so at least you're another posh boy. They normally get into number 10. You've got that going for you.
Yeah,
you received a bachelor's degree from University of Salford.
Yes.
I didn't think you'd have gone to university in my hometown.
There you are. We see. That's fantastic.
And you got out alive.
And I got out alive, yeah. I did a 4-year industrial degree, so I was 2 years there, 1 year in industry. And the hardest thing, of course, when you do that is actually going back.
Yeah.
But, it was great. It was a proper degree. We were doing whatever it was, 30, 35 hours lectures a week. And it was very technical.
So how are you a normal person compared to those two?
Well, firstly, I went to university in Salford.
That's not enough.
That's not
enough,
Look,
Richard Tice. I need more than that.
So my first job was actually working in the post office.
Right.
Yeah, doing Christmas, sorting mail for Christmas. And then I learnt civil service being a barman.
That's quite posh.
Yeah, well, you know, I was the barman.
Right,
opening the
okay.
bottles. And digging trenches on a construction site in the freezing cold snow of Newmarket in 1980.
This is better. Keep it going. Come on, what else have you done that's normal?
So that was that. And I mean, you know, you learn some rough jokes when you're digging trenches with some Irish labourers.
Because that's your background, property developing, right?
Really, that's right. Construction, property. That's my background. That's how I sort of cut my teeth. And yeah, if you cut me in half, real estate oozes through the family. I mean, my grandfather was in real estate shortly after the war. And it's one of those times when actually the planners did a very good job because, unbelievably, my grandfather wanted to demolish the Ritz and replace it with a boring 1950s office block. I mean, that's the strange world that happened then.
That's quite posh again, though.
Well,
your grandfather nearly demolished the Ritz.
There's nothing posh about that. That would have been an appalling thing to do.
Well, OK, so you start... So where does that start? So you were in the Conservative Party, weren't you?
Yeah, I always had an interest in politics and I always wanted to spend part of my career working in business, hopefully trying to be successful, and then saying, well, I'll find a way to give something back. Right. And politics sort of...
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Really.
That's what every politician says.
No, it's not. Most of them now, they leave Oxford University or Cambridge, they go into a think tank, and then they become an MP. Most of them have never done a proper job in the world. How many of them have dug trenches?
Not enough.
There you are, not enough.